Welcome to Down with Dragons at 7 o'clock. It's Tuesday. We're all ready for another fun night. We're here on Monsters of Roll on Twitch. Thank you for joining all of us. I'm DM Scott. With me, as always,
I'm Adam playing Linsensino.
Chris playing Theobald Blackstaff. I'm Mick playing Callan.
and we are ready to dive into continuing our adventure. But before we do, we actually have inspiration this week. Two, actually. One, inspiration, or hashtag inspiration, which a reminder to all those watching. Anybody that you see during the game or a moment that happens, just get a hold of us, whether it be on the comments here on the Twitch stream, on our Facebook page, Down with Dragons, on Discord, any way you can get a hold of us, and just hashtag inspiration and who you think should get it, who is the MVP of that moment for whatever reason and why. And obviously, we will dole out that inspiration, which gives our players a re-roll potentially or advantage if they want to use it ahead of time, which they so want so desperately sometimes. And also, you can give it to me so I can make things more difficult for them. That being said, I have inspiration being given out to Callan by Reed, who wants to give inspiration to Callan because in a time of desperate need, he managed to, with the most interesting and best timed way, give a piece of candy to a goblin to let Loon keep the shiny Magi orb that he was
100%.
very upset about letting go, even though he knew he might have to. Is no. So because of how well timed that was and just everything, he wanted to give inspiration out for that.
Thank you, Reed.
Also,
Worth it.
Seems like it might be. We'll see.
Inspiration out to me, but there is a caveat with it, and this is that for the fact of just Leech in general, just the character that he is, and apparently the way I'm doing him, which apparently I'm doing a decent job, which I thank you, and also every fear and fun moment that Silly is inspiring in all of you, that I get inspiration, but he'd like it tied to one of those two characters for the simple fact of whether it be for good or for ill. Because those characters are the reason that he wanted to give inspiration to me. So this one I will hold on to for who knows how long, but I will put a little star by their names. And if ever given the opportunity, for good or for ill, I have inspiration to use for them. So thank you.
That's good. Keep sending that conditional inspiration to the
Yes.
Oh well, I prefer the unconditioned. Just in general, I'm doing a good job. Make it harder for you guys. I like those, but anything is appreciated. So thank you very much. So last time we were all together, we had nice little campfire scene together, some dreams that were a little confusing, that in the end, though made people wonder about the future and the past, promises made, and what they mean. It also inspired some really good conversation between the group of everyone's pasts and what's brought them from where they were to where you all are. You all spent time worrying and thinking over the strange robed figures, the cult that attacked you and made every preparation you could try to do within reason to make your way back into Dragonlock. You successfully made your way back to Dragonlock, where you met up with Dagnar in the middle of the night, maybe a little irritated, not 100% remembering all of you, but remembering a mission that some newcomers came. But Callan thankfully reminded him who he was, unfortunately. But you all really kind of brought them up to date with everything that's happened, turned over the cube that Loon 100% wants no part of anymore. Informed them of the issue with Talcia, and you're would liking to continue looking for her and find her. And now with the potential resources of the Scalebound helping out, that should hopefully improve everything with that. A talk of celebration for the newest members being inducted into the Scalebound. You caught some sleep. You met up with Seely, who was interested in all of the items you brought back. And after testing 2 of them, some more aggressively than others, went about continuing to research the others to identify everything for you. Also, some time with Leech, where you all got to finish your deal with him, continue the groundwork for continued education and further dealings with him, and also introduced him to Slate, who that seemed like a friendship that is going to blossom. And then from there, we kind of had to wrap it up, and we are going to be picking up, as you were going to be having a meeting very shortly with the Scalebinder, the leader of the Scalebound, Bazozan. So, did I miss anything? I think that's.
I don't think so.
I think that's, yeah. So, you're all together. Whether you want to be 100% together or not, that is your call. After lunch is when you actually have your meeting. You're all in kind of the dining hall. There's tables, there's food, there's, kind of salads and greens and different platters here and there on the tables. You are there. There are a few others that seem to be in the room that you aren't familiar with, but that is where we are going to be picking up as you all are eating and kind of collecting yourself after your meeting with Silly.
How long do you think it'll take before she gets all of those things figured out?
I think you need to give her just a timeline, and we learned what we can learn.
I told her she did not
She
need
would
to take the
study
Magi
forever.
Ball. I knew what it is. I got the
Hey.
time figured out.
Did we say we were going to pick up Slate after talking to Seely?
Yeah, we should
I-
probably give Leech a good chunk of time too, don't you think?
Yeah, I don't know that we ever gave a final time frame for as far as Slate was concerned. I don't made the assumptions that we were going to leave him there until we took off again.
We're just going to leave him in Leech's laboratory.
Well, I would hope. Well, now that I think about it, we should probably bring some food, perhaps a bed, something for him to at least have some enjoyment out of his time here.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad now.
Well,
we bad
as,
people for
as
leaving
far
him
as
there?
Leech goes, I feel like he can survive that just fine.
Wait. Leech, no. What? I have.
He did tell him
made
not to eat anything.
Oh, that is true. You are correct.
He's his own man. He can make his own decisions.
We haven't rested yet, have we? We just came right in and
No, we rested
You-
overnight.
You rested
okay,
overnight.
We did rest overnight. Okay. So
Yep.
it's still pretty early in the morning.
It's afternoon right now.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Okay.
you woke up, you did your meetings with both Sealy and with Leech lunch, and then in the afternoon you were meeting with Bazozan.
Oh, okay. Uh,
Well,
go ahead, Loon.
no, I was going to ask what are our plans for the afternoons. Obviously, we need to go find Lucretius. But
Okay, yeah, you let me know when you figure that out. I just want to skip about and see who's in the room and see if there's any interesting characters.
that took no time.
Like, is there any, look like they've returned from big adventures like we did types, or, someone I can brag up and.
Yeah. So you look around the room. There's obviously people who are working there, who are milling around, making sure water's full and ales are full and things like that. I'd say two figures probably catch your eye the most. Roll me a history check, seeing as you specifically are looking around.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be 14.
14. Okay. One in particular, the gentleman, he's sitting kind of at the far end of one of the kind of bench tables. And he's sitting there kind of off by himself, wearing a lot of leathers. He's got real close cropped hair, receding hairline, kind of the 2 or 3 days, unshaved look, human, very pale skin. And next to him, he's got a hat sitting there, and he's kind of just leaned over and eating soup. You'll know that his name is Apex. He is one of the known Scalebound members who is kind of a freelance, he's not tied to any one specific location. He does a lot of freelance work getting sent all over the continent. But he is known for being if he's sent to capture somebody, he brings them back. If he's sent to find out information, he'll find it. He is good at what he does, but he's also known for being a little ruthless at times too.
Oh, okay.
So he normally you will know enough that that most of the time he doesn't get sent out to bring people back to justice. It's more of wanted, dead or alive, and he normally does dead.
Judge Dredd.
Oh yeah, or I'm
or-
talking to Deadshot now or something.
There you go.
So
yeah, Apex. Whoa, Apex! I'm gonna go right over and start talking him up.
Yeah. So you walk over, and as you kind of have that realization, even, and just oh my God, Apex, you'll say it out loud just enough that you'll see him just kind of just shrink just a little bit into his soup. But yeah, you make your way over.
All right. Yeah. So, hey, Apex. Hey, Apex, Callum Den, how you doing?
He doesn't look up. Still, he stops eating, and he just holds up a hand. He's like, "Yeah, hi. You're a fan, I take it."
Yeah. I really, what I know of you, I really admire your work. I'd love to learn some stuff. If I'm not gushing too much here, but yeah. Great work. I guess, yeah, like I said, I'm Callan Den. Maybe you heard of me. I'm kind of, big deal on the festival circuit. And now I just got back with my crew from Alan Dole. We had quite the adventure there. I think we broke some serious ground, brought back the cube, whatever that is. Yeah. So right now, I guess I'm a little short on weapons, and you seem like a good guy to ask.
Alan, that's great. do you work here, or I mean, like, how did you even get in here? Like,
Uh,
you came back with some
yeah.
friends, like you're looking to like looking to join up, or are
Oh,
you
yeah.
like working, or
I totally get it, Apex. My arrangement with the Scalebound Guild is relatively new.
oh,
Yeah,
you're a new
so
recruit?
yeah, you could say that.
Um, okay, you said you came back from the den.
Alan Dole, the the mysterious ancient ruins from the pre-Dragon Dawn times.
Right, right. So Alan Dole, you came back from there. I didn't catch your name. I'll be honest. You were going
It's
a
okay.
little
It's
fast
okay.
there. No, I'm not trying to be rude, but
No, a guy like
or
you probably you're going through strategies all the time in your mind. I get it. I get it. Yeah, I'm Callan Den.
Callan Dan. Okay,
Yes.
Callan from Alan Dole with Cube.
I'm from Dragonlock, technically.
You went to Alan. Okay, I'm with you now. I'm with you now. Okay,
Yeah.
new member. You got sent on some mission that been there, and you came back though. You didn't die, and was the you said the cube, was that the thing you were sent for?
Yeah. I mean, I really didn't pay attention at first, but yeah, it seems significant.
You have to kill anything?
Yeah, I think we would have had a better time if we killed more things.
Oh yeah, I can get behind that. Like,
yeah,
leaving
and,
yeah. No,
and
like
afterwards we had some surprise people trying to kill us. That was interesting.
Yeah, you should always expect most people are going to try to kill you eventually. That's the way I operate. Like, I'll be honest, you seem really, really energetic and pleasant. I assume probably eventually you're going to try to kill me. So that's the way you should probably operate, because then you won't be surprised when people try to kill you.
I'm not going to kill you.
Oh, I know. I'll kill you way quicker.
Oh, okay. I got you. Sure. Yeah. So it's really nice to meet you. I hope our paths cross again.
No, it was. Cal and Den.
Yeah.
I'll try to actually remember that cube, and I'm gonna eat my soup. But have you gotten the mark yet, or are you still waiting for that? Because that's part of why I'm here. I was actually just back, and I was told a new member thing, and I'm actually stuck here now until that happens.
Oh no, we haven't got our mark. Maybe that's what you're here for. But yes, just one question. I'm short on daggers. I don't know if that's your thing. My last one didn't stand up too well against a gelatinous cube type of thing. You ever run into that?
Keep making me roll for him. Like, cubes, they're a thing. You got yours. And he pulls out a dagger, and he's like, "You're out of daggers. You should always have one." And he'll toss a dagger to you.
Ooh.
It's a nice dagger. Not just a basic dagger. It's very well balanced. Looks like more polished, for not an iron dagger. It's a steel dagger. That kind of difference. But it's nice. Just keep it close. I sleep with one under my pillow every night.
Okay. All right. Callan might betray that he's locking that little detail away in his memory a little too much.
Because
Because he did say I'm probably gonna end up trying to kill him sometime.
The one really good roll I've made. Everything else has been like low. Yeah, it's like it's just you just kind of as you're staring like, hey, you're good. You should. I'm gonna keep eating.
Okay, yeah.
You're creeping me
Callan
out.
is at this point, he's swelling with pride. Oh, Apex is coming to our ceremony. I got a dagger. Yeah, I met Apex. So yeah, he's pretty satisfied and
Yeah,
he'll walk off pretty gleeful.
yeah. You all right?
And he'll just turn back a bit and say, yeah, if you ever need anything, I got a lot of tricks up my sleeve, and I'll do a silent image of myself next to myself, just to show off.
He'll look at it and he's like, Calendar.
That's
Dragon
me.
Lock.
Dragonlock, Callan. Yes.
I think I remember it. And it goes back to eating. But it actually looks like that little trick seems to at least he made actual real eye contact with you for once. Just, hey, all right. Noteworthy.
All right. Got a spring in my step, bigger than
Yep.
usual.
All right. You too, while you're watching the rest
And I'll
of
probably
this.
I'll go by Theobald and Lincensonome so I'm gloating on my face. I'm like, yeah, did you see that?
Very well done.
So
It is good to see you fraternizing with the people who will soon be partners.
He gave me a dagger.
Nice.
so you're all going about eating. Callan's very excited. At a certain point, you will see Slate come into the room. Leech right behind him, talking to him, and he looks uncomfortable, and he's kind of grabbing some food and you can even hear Leech behind me. It's like, all right. So do you think the soil might have been an important part? Like what kind of soil? How acidic was the soil when you were in the ground? When you woke up, was there mint to the flavor? Like the plants might have been, and he's just, I honestly don't remember, he'll see all you. He'd say, oh, look, my friends, they're saving me a seat. I don't believe there's room. So if you excuse me, and he'll kind of beeline over to you all and, sit at the bench. He's like, all right, you've all had your fun. That was a lovely morning. I made a new friend for life.
Good. You need them.
Do I need them?
You didn't eat anything that he gave you, did he?
No, there were many things he tried to get me to ingest. I had a big breakfast, I told him, and I didn't think you would agree with me. So I did find a few things interesting. As he was berating me with every possible detail I could remember about anything. The particular, I suppose, mock he had. He is speaking of that as part of membership, and if I wanted to be part of the Scalebound, I would need to petition and all these things, and eventually I could get that fun little dragon scale tattoo or whatever it is on my person. I was wondering, due to the fact of I assisted all of you and I am new to everything, and I believe in, without saying too much, that you may not have re-arrived here in Dragonlock without at least some of my assistance, possibly putting in a good word, that giving me access to resources that I wouldn't have otherwise, seeing as I'm new in town, and you said you all wanted to help set me up before parting ways.
I guess I do not particularly see a problem with this.
Do you have any other references we could give them?
I do. Unfortunately, it seems like they're all deceased, besides you fellows.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, I'll, of course, we can throw in a good word for you. It seems that you could, you have a blossoming skills, and perhaps a situation like this will help you grow and remember what you need to know.
That sounds actually quite lovely. That was actually one of the things while being berated by Leech. But by the way, did you know those were
Yes, they are leeches. Yes, he feeds them on his face. Yes, they very well aware.
I believe
okay?
we didn't mention that before. Sorry.
I may have not been fully appreciating what you spoke of. So, but while during some of it and irritation, he did manage to uncover that I do have at least a minor affinity to some pyromancy. And he'll kind of look over down the table a little bit and just like a little candle that's on there, and he'll just motion towards it, and you'll see the candle, the little flame, jump off the table, off the candle, and land on the table, and then almost turn into like a little bit of a shape and just start moving down the table. And he's like, I seem to be able to actually do things with some fire.
Very intriguing. Do not set this place on fire. We just got back. We do not need another group of people who are angry with us.
Fair,
Dad.
fair. I understand, and I would just wanted to share one of the things the little irritating creature managed to pull out of me, I guess. And he kind of just at the table is like shoo shoo, and you'll see the fire go back and go up the candle and just reset. And he's just, it's nothing spectacular as what I've seen some of you do, but I thought it was something. Maybe mention something along those lines. I have some abilities with fire, help my case, as it were.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, from what I hear, I was unconscious at the time, thanks to Loon Sensinome's little experiment on me before we fought those other guys.
You are perfectly fine. Do not even begin to lie to this young man.
Oh no, I was there. It was quite horrible.
You had better let me handle the writing of that, because Loon Sensinome, he can't embellish things as well as I can.
Open book, yes.
Yes.
So if you have to lie to get in, then you do not deserve it.
It's not lying. It's selling something. It's tradesmanship applied to helping a guy out.
Putting best foot forward. I appreciate anything you can say to maybe assist me.
Oh yeah,
that'd be
yeah. And I have a lot of pull here now too. I am in good with Apex.
Apex.
Oh yeah, he's kind of a big deal.
He'll kind of look around, and he'll just, when he looks in the right direction, and he'll be like, that one? And he'll just try to wave, and everyone just sees, like, he doesn't look, but you just see his body tense, and he immediately will just like, he looks busy. I'll maybe I'll catch up with your friend later.
Oh yeah.
Yes. But that sounds lovely. So let me know, I guess, how that goes. If there's anything else extra I need to do, any kind of menial tasks, or hopefully I don't have to do something like you all did. Hopefully my part in that will take care of that part. But I come with no baggage, so I figure that's something.
It is fair. We do have a couple of other pressing issues first. We need to figure out when are we going to be getting our marks, as it were. You see Loon's
Okay.
getting kind of anxious about that. He seems to be fiddling with his fingers a little bit more than usual. And we also need to come up with a plan as far as tracking down Lucretius after this. The longer we sit here, the further away they get, and the colder that trail gets. And it becomes very difficult after a number of days to track anything efficiently.
Yeah. He's like, yeah. By all means, take all the time you need. I'm here. Just appreciate everything. I really do.
Is that Apex fellow you are talking to? What did he know? Who is he? Or would I know who Apex is?
Roll me a history check, sir. Both of you can actually, just Theobald as well, just for the fact of the name's been brought up and you're looking.
8.
No idea. You know what an apex predator is,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Theobald?
Big name, Apex.
I got a 6. That yeah.
No. Yeah. No.
I've got all of his pulp trade paperbacks and
Yeah, you got it's like no. This was his rookie year. This
Nice.
yeah.
Did you get
Dime
anything
store
useful off
novels.
of this individual?
he's a really helpful guy, but he's got a very specific skill set. Didn't really help out with our particular problem, but we're going to see him later. So if you have questions,
We're going to
Write him
what do you mean
down.
We're going to see him later.
oh yeah, he's going to be at our ceremony.
Ah, then I have a couple of questions myself, and
Yeah.
I'm going to stand up and look over and
Yeah,
begin
he's-
walking in his direction.
Now that he knows all
Oh,
about us, he's really excited about it.
So I rolled for just his general perception.
demeanor. Yeah,
And on top, no perception. Because he is purposely trying to just focus on eating. And then this mountain stands up and looks directly at him and starts to move towards him. And he just sets his spoon down and he just looks over. Do with it as you will. But I rolled a 17 for intimidation. He does nothing except stare at you and just no words, no gestures,
staring.
just like, really?
It'll give me pause. And
Loon,
then
let the man eat his soup.
I do not wish to interrupt you for long. I heard you are coming to the ceremony later. I'm curious if you know when exactly it is. We have not been informed. One answer, I will leave you alone.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Oh, it's a good one.
4.
He'll stare.
All right.
You'll stand there after like one answer. I'll leave you alone.
Fair enough. Enjoy your food. Turn around. What a friendly fellow. Loud enough for him to hear, but quiet enough for him to know that I was trying to keep it subtle.
So you go back. Theobald, the whole way back, he has not stopped staring at him.
He's just directly burned through my stomach. Well, that was a dead end. Have any of you, the rest of you, heard when we're supposed to be doing this thing? I'm getting kind of antsy, and I don't want to be sitting much longer here.
When it comes, it comes. Don't worry. Take the time to relax.
In
I
that
thought you monks were
case,
supposed to be patient.
Slate will be there, and he'll be after a brief couple moments, and he's just like, "Does anyone feel like the temperature's going up?"
All right, you sure you don't want to go and talk to him?
Oh no, no.
There's
I'm
Leech
good with
over there.
He'll just
Is
Right.
that you? You doing that, Slate?
what should
Are
no,
you
it's the temperature. You said it feels like it's getting warmer in here. Are you okay? And I start to bring my hand up to like feel for a fever.
and he'll just kind of it's like he's still staring at us, you know.
Yes, let him
Um,
stare.
So while this is going on, and you walk over to go talk to Apex, Theobald, you're watching. Callan, in that moment, you're kind of watching as well. Roll me a perception check, real quick.
Hmm,
Uh,
I'm so good at those.
uh,
That's a dirty 2.
Never mind.
all
right. So, you return, all that. Anything else you guys want to cover while you're enjoying your lunch and everything? Otherwise, we can move forward to your meeting.
As I said, not particularly.
Good.
Okay.
Now that we're done making friends.
Yeah.
All right. So, course of an hour goes by. You all, finish eating. When you get up and leave, Slate is still kind of finishing up his food he started after you. And as you all like, all right, we'll catch up with you. We'll put in a good word and all that. And just as you all start to walk away, all of a sudden Leech comes in. He's like, "Oh, see, it seems like there's an opening now," and sits down next to him. And he just, "Oh God," you all make your way to the meeting area outside of what you've been shown and kind of given directions to Bazozan's office. Once there, wait around for just a little bit. Eventually, you're let in. Inside his office, it's actually just a kind of a large oval shaped, more of a hexagon-y kind of oval, but smooth. I don't know, circular. Go with that. And it's got some couches off to one side with a large fireplace. And there looks to be like kind of a strategy mapped table, and there's like different like maps on the wall, and very much a kind of a battle plan area, for strategy. And then he's got obviously a desk in the far end of the room. He is standing in front of his desk. He is looks like he's just in comfortable clothing for the most part, but similar to the way you saw him, he's got kind of a tighter leather coat on with like the buttons that go up the side, and he's got one open. Older man, and he's got a little bit of a limp to him, and he just sees you all. He's like, "Yeah, come in, all of you. It's good to see all of you." Dagnar informed me of the success and brought back the cube as well, which I'll be honest, I did not expect from any of you. No offense, but I wasn't even sure it was there. Only rumors, stories. So the fact that you actually brought back the item that's been kind of an open contract for quite some time is quite impressive. Sounds like you also all had a few run-ins with a few different groups of people, both interested from apparently all of you from some unfortunate events from what he said at the docks. The three-headed serpent group, that guild or assassins group, that from what Dagnar was telling me. I'm familiar with them, at least. They have Miss Maelstrom, from what he said. Rest
Yeah,
assured,
So you know where these guys are?
knowing where they are is part of the business of theirs to not be known, but I do have a few contacts. I've already sent word last night when Dagnar told me, waiting to hear something back, but with them, it won't be something I can quickly get the answers to unless they want to be found in some way.
Do we have any finders? Do we have any way of,
That is unfortunate.
right? We're familiar with Telsia. We're familiar with her equipment or the dagger, the book she's carrying, anything that we can use to help. Let us know, please. If you would, Scalebinder.
Absolutely. I can definitely take any information that you have, any particular items, something that can be used to potentially try to locate her through those means, but even that is a limited option. It's like a dowsing rod looking for water. But rest assured, we do have good people on this trying to find what we have, and I've already reached out to the one contact that I have that is supposedly a member. As soon as I can get information back from him, potentially maybe we can open up a dialogue with him. Something.
You said if we knew anything about that she had, could help you find her. What do you mean?
Well, if she has any items that are very personal for her, very particular, unique.
She had a diary that she was using to write her memoir, as Calhoun then found out. I would consider that incredibly personal.
Is it unique looking?
Calhoun, you got the best look at it. I am unsure.
Uh, is it?
Not particularly. No. It looks like very nicely made, but no, there were no markings on it or anything like that.
It wasn't too fabulous looking, but here, if you need any motivation to like find her soon, what she's got in those memoirs, she's writing an autobiography, which if she adds in recent her recent incidents, you got to admit it's getting pretty interesting. So you might, be able to make a partnership with her and the publishing, and who knows, right? And I gotta say, probably the most compelling part, it's really gonna be the clutch for audiences, is the day she met me, of course. So, you find Telsia Maelstrom, it's like money in the bank.
Loon is just kind of shaking his head off in the corner.
That's excellent to know, Callan. Take that into advisement to increase the amount of attention we give this because of the lucrative arrangements we can make in the future.
Right on.
What can I insight check that to know if he's just like, how real is he being?
The Scalebinder?
Yeah.
Go for it.
This is just humor and Callan.
Yeah. Is this just humoring you for the sake of humoring you? That's an 18.
He doesn't seem like he's lying at all. But he's hard to read, but he definitely seems like he's being genuine and polite. If that helps any. It's vague because of.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying. Does he really mean they're going to look harder because she's writing the memoir? Or is he just saying, being polite and saying that? Yeah.
With that role and his polite is what you get.
Yeah. Okay.
Am I able to glance at the maps and see if there's anything particularly interesting?
Ooh, roll me a perception check real quick.
Perception. Ooh, all right. 16.
16.
Okay.
Looks like the maps that are currently on the wall. They are, one is a very general of the continent. Another seems to be up there that looks to be more specific to the area that you guys all went to, Allendale.
Ooh.
Whether or not that's a focal point or he was reviewing the things that he, sent you all on, but that is up there. And then there's also an additional one that is pinned kind of next to it of more of the northeastern section of the continent of the area of Beacon.
Beacon, huh? And that looks particularly out of place or interesting or significant.
Not out of place or anything, but they are things of interest. He obviously put them there. Specific notes or anything scribbled on them, which there are some you wouldn't be able to see at your distance.
Oh. Well, then I should just go right up to it and be nosy and look at what's on there, which I do.
Which I do. All right. So as you
what's this? Is this more good adventure stuff?
Reviewing different missions, just have you come away from there. I hit the button. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I hit the button the second I hit it. I knew I did it. He'll just, Callan, everything you need is over here. Like, I was reviewing everything that Dagnar informed me of and making sure I was up to date with everything. It's been several weeks since last I saw you all and sent you out on your mission, and I wanted to have all the points well in mind.
Okay, looks good.
Appreciate it. Now, we plan on having, because you've all proven yourself very worthy, and I'm happy to invite you all to be full members of the Scalebound. That being said, there are certain things that we like to do for our new members. We've sent out word that any of our existing members, if they can, will try to actually attend your ceremony.
Ah, yes, that was the one gentleman down there who was
Apex is his name.
Yes, Apex was actually just about to be issued new contracts, but in light of you all arriving, I'm holding off on that until after your ceremony. Otherwise, he doesn't tend to stick around too long.
He seems thrilled to be staying here.
Yeah, that sounds like Apex. But he's a good man and reliable. As for all of you, we imagine it'll probably be giving members who can actually arrive at least a week. And so what we'd like to do is we'll give you the first part of the mark, a tattoo on the arm. It's of a simple scale.
About the mark, is it necessary to ensure membership here?
Absolutely. May I ask your reluctance?
I have never been marked. And it is for personal reasons more than anything. Unfortunately, to ensure guarantee here, the mark must be taken. Must it be the arm? And must it be visible?
Well, we typically do the arm. I mean, a few individuals have it in a few alternate places, but arm is normally where we...
Quizzical look from Loon, not really understanding what he means.
Later.
Typically, that's
later.
where that way for upon identification, you can easily uncover it under a gauntlet or anything of that nature, armor that you can identify yourselves to another member of the guild. I
And
mean,
Loon, it can't be that bad. Look at mine. I got these when I was 0, so it can't be that bad.
It is not the pains that I fear, and it is not fears that keeps me from.
Something weird. I got it. Yes.
Yes,
Okay. Enough said.
There is no other way. No necklace, no artifact, no nothing. It is a mark.
he's so angry you can actually hear a horn coming up.
Yeah, that's good. Hold out for more swag, Loon. Good. Yeah.
No, typically we don't do items. It's part of induction into us. Once you're a member forever.
Fine.
And all rights and privileges go with that, but also disciplinary measures as well if betrayal happens. It's a brotherhood.
Well, then I suppose I am left with very little choice.
If you don't wish to do the tattoo I was thinking of for until the actual ceremony, you don't have to.
It is less about that than anything else. I think I have an acceptable workaround for myself.
All right. Beyond that, I'll inform you of the specific date. I would assume it'd probably be sometime next week. But beyond that, I'll let you know of anything that turns up with Miss Maelstrom and looking into that.
Thank you, Scalebinder. Do you have any information on the cultists who knew of the cube and were attempting to take it from us?
Yes, them. We've had a few run-ins. Different members have, whether it be direct or not, have actually seen or dealt with them in the past. There was some religious cult of the dragon gods, feeling they have the absolute ideology and justice and the way it should be dispensed, and anything that is of the old world that isn't known obviously must be evil because it's not recognized by the dragon gods. Little beyond that is known. We've had very few run-ins with them, and the ones we have are normally fanatical and particularly of the burning themselves rather than being taken for questioning.
That does seem rather peculiar.
Seems quite odd and extreme in any case.
Well, now that you guys have the cube, from what you know about them, they'll leave us alone and come after you guys, right?
Quite possible. I mean, you did make it here. I can't imagine if they were following you, they didn't follow you at least enough to know where you are.
Yeah.
And if you're here.
Plus, there's less of them now, so you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Yes. And by all likelihoods, you all are fine. Now that you've brought that here, it's our problem until we move it to its next location.
Fantastic.
So why do you guys want the cube so much?
Specifically, it's an open contract. Particular members for going probably almost 10 years at least has been looking for old relics, one of which was described as a glowing cube. And in the ruins of possible suggestions, the areas they were in, and willing to pay top dollar for any artifacts of the old world. Which reminds me all, though I understand the main point of it was to prove yourself to gain membership. I also do want to show my appreciation for handling yourselves the way you did. And he'll turn, go to his desk, and he'll open up a little chest, and he'll toss out 3 little bags. Open, each one has 100 gold in it.
Woo.
Ooh, I know that sound.
Just a small gesture of my appreciation. It wasn't an official part of the contract that I sent you there for, but I still would like you all to be rewarded for your good work.
All right.
This is what you
This is a
consider
lot
small,
of appreciation. Thank you.
It was a
quite
big
blessed.
contract. I honestly didn't expect you to fulfill it.
Very
Well,
generous.
just
Gil. Thank you.
keep your expectations low and we won't disappoint you.
I doubt that. But that was maybe more me. He nods. He's got a better than me. Oh, you guys are my wild cards. It's okay. You the most, Callan. You the most. Yeah, he'll just nod and like, good work, all of you. If you would like to take the temporary mark for now, just to at least identify yourselves to anyone affiliated. Speak to Leech. He'll be happy to get you at least the beginning mark. That
Okay.
one will at least identify you, and then when the actual ceremony happens, you'll get the appropriate mark to show your full membership into the guild.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Skillbinder.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
And you all start to head out.
Bow and leave.
As you get to the door open, just as you're about to leave, you'll hear the voice behind you. Callan, would you stay a moment?
Yeah, of course.
Kind of give a look to Theobald like, what?
Oh, I got something special in store.
He'll
That
gesture.
won't go far.
Shut the door. He'll gesture over to the couch area. He'll sit in a chair across from it. He'll gesture for you to sit. Callan, last we spoke, you were snooping around the corridors, or lost, as you said.
Yeah, right.
Looking into, I believe you said his name was Venerick.
Yeah, Venerick. He was my employer, my mentor before I came to the Scalebound Guild. Yeah.
Yeah, it's odd markings, tattoo you have on your arm.
Yeah, I they seem significant, but I really don't know anything about them.
Truth be told, I wasn't 100% honest with you when we last spoke. I was a little dismissive, and I apologize. He was asking about those marks. I have resources and information that not everybody always is privy to, or has come in contact with things that, even if the true nature of things is known, I may have seen.
Wait.
It was,
Venerick talked to you?
yes,
When was this?
on the day that his murder, or attempted.
Attempted. So, is he alive? Do you know?
I don't know, last I saw him, he was. Your cult made an attempt at him here
Oh,
We played out a little charade so I could buy him time. From the sounds of it, I've looked into it since we last saw each other. Sounds like you have been getting the blame of it.
yeah. I was pretty sure suspicion fell entirely on me for Venric's death.
I apologize. That was an oversight on my part.
Hey, look, it worked out, didn't it? I don't think I would have ended up here today if it wasn't for that.
Ironic that you found your way here, despite everything. Last I spoke to him, and it was about those marks. I didn't know they were on a person, but he was curious, trying to find out more about it, and references to keys and things of that nature of the mark.
He was asking me a lot of oddly specific questions before the last time I saw him. That seemed really weird. So
Yeah,
what did you find?
I didn't find anything. I just managed to help smuggle him out of the city and sent him to Beacon.
Beacon. So he's safe.
Last I saw him. He's looking into an old friend of mine up there who might know more information. I at least recognize those marks and sent him to track down the lead of the only person I knew that might know something about it. So, after the attack, we took advantage of it because obviously he's being pursued, or was, which is why we figured it was safer that people think he dead.
Okay. A ruse. I can buy in on that.
The only problem with it is I can't give you any comfort of specifically where he is because I don't know. I gave him a name.
Okay.
If you so choose, you can also go looking for the name or just trust that hopefully he's in good hands.
So why wouldn't Veneric tell me about this? Did he not trust me that much?
Honestly, your relationship with him, I wasn't even fully aware of, to be honest. Like I said, I didn't even know that the marks were actually on a person or that they would be. What I did know is the significance of them to him, and that he said it was important that he found out everything he could about them, lest it put someone in great danger.
Okay.
So I can only assume now, meeting you and seeing those marks, he was in some way trying to protect you.
I have another question for you then.
If I know it, I'm happy to answer.
On the day I arrived,
Yes.
and what I was really looking for when we talked earlier, there was a strange, shadowy woman, I guess it was, who I followed to the Scalebound Guild, and who is kind of the reason that I ended up here. And certain things happened outside the walls. I just wondering if she's a part of this plan, or do you even know about it?
Specifically, of shadowy woman. No.
Can you narrow it down a little bit?
What?
Can you narrow it down a little bit?
I've unfortunately I can't really narrow it down a little bit because she was
I was joking. We've met like 3 of them in the last, 3 weeks.
after I thought Venerick was dead after his shop and his lab were destroyed. I just followed word of mouth, and he had been seen talking to a just a strange, shadowy, possibly half orc woman, and I followed what I thought was her to the walls of the Scalebound Guild, and there was a little incident outside, and then I ended up here.
He's quiet for a long moment, just looking at you. Callan, as I didn't immediately, because obviously I didn't know your relationship in all of this. And so I didn't reveal things that were sensitive to Venerick. Hence, trying to keep him with the illusion of being dead and all. At this moment, I don't want to lie to you, but just trust I've made certain agreements not to reveal information yet. And I don't feel I can tell you because I don't know if it's my place to tell you. But I don't feel that they're trying to harm you.
Okay, I did survive, I guess.
But
okay, if that's it, yes, I'll take the name of the contact in Beacon if you'll give that to me.
Tillison Majon.
Okay. How do I find this person?
Honestly, he likes to make himself fairly scarce. Last I heard, he was there.
Okay.
But I would like to add this. I've straightened up any question of your involvement. You won't be pursued for Venerick's death.
Oh, okay. Then
Not
I am free to roam about Dragonlock.
At least legally, unless you have any other dealings with the beyond that, yes.
Who, me? No.
But if there comes the time I can tell you more, I will. Trust in that.
Okay. Thank you, Scalebinder.
Okay. So you leave. All right. So
That was close.
next up, what are you guys doing? Are you gonna go check in with Silly? Are you going to
How long has it been?
I'd say
We've
that
been
whole thing
Yeah.
was like probably 30 minutes, and then you two were sitting out there for maybe 15 more minutes if you were waiting out there.
it wouldn't make much sense to go without him.
So you can go Silly, Leech, you can go anywhere all over Dragonlock.
Go check in
Yeah.
with Leech and get our half marks.
Okay.
Mhm.
Make the most sense to me. Yeah.
Okay. So you will
See if
make
Slade needs help.
Oh, hold on. No, never mind. I'll
Yeah,
let it be.
I don't think Callan will be too as jaunty as he normally is at the moment, but he'll want to get his mark and get all the stuff.
You all right, Callan?
I'm good.
It must have been important. You are not nearly as chipper as usual.
Very important. A lot of interesting news, but
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Interesting in this context.
it's good.
Good. Wonderful. Well, then we shall add to that by starting our mark, I suppose. He laughs kind
All
of
right, make your way to
nervously.
Leech. So you
Yeah.
make your way down there. Very quickly, you'll see how happy Slate is to see you all.
Oh shit!
Apparently,
never
Loon's happy
talked
too.
to the Scalebinder about getting Slate in.
No, you didn't.
Well, we don't. We have
I think-
time. Come on. wait.
Put a word in.
We
with
got to get all
Dagnar.
the official stuff, and then we got
Dang
some
it,
pull.
okay.
It wasn't the right time.
Well, yeah,
Like,
maybe,
we're
maybe
gonna.
we can talk to Leech about, hey, while we're doing this, and you've got all the equipment out.
Oh yeah, we'll just forge it. No, it's good. I got the mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very quickly, Slate will be very happy to see you all. And very quickly, you'll be like, how'd it go? All squared away?
Well, we are not getting the full mark, not until for another week, but we're getting preliminaries, I suppose.
Leech will be there. He's like, oh, all right. Oh, let me get the stuff. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
He'll walk away, and Slate will just like, really, you can't leave me alone with him much longer. But
You can come with us. We'll go talk to.
I would ask you just how bad could it possibly be, but I know better than that.
I've fed animals I didn't know needed feeding in the ways they are. I'd really like to leave eventually. But anyway, how the meeting went good?
Yes, it went fairly well, yeah.
Good. Good.
It did.
Getting marks. Any potential with yours truly?
We'll talk with Dagnar, the battle master. Get you on the right path.
Okay. Good.
How do you tell someone you completely forgot?
Right before the meeting.
Yeah.
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 No, it's all good. Yeah. So very shortly, Leech will come out and he'll have a case with him, and different, hammer and, for tattooing the old fashioned way. And he'll be, as he's getting things out and prepping things, he'll immediately start handing things and talking to Slate like it's his assistant. And he'll have a very helpless look, but just, okay, yes, hold
Well,
this.
Slate, if you continue this, you may actually end up being a member just by proxy. Proximity.
Right. I mean, if you could easily spend all your time down here, help me. Some of those animals really seem to like you.
Perhaps I was going the wrong direction.
Lovely. So who's going first there, boys? All right.
So
sleeve.
Those goes.
Yep. So Theobald, he'll start working on you. It takes a course
Find
of
an unscarred part. Yeah.
good course of an hour, and he actually incorporates a little bit of like a scarring area to the way he does it. It's just in black, but it looks like with all the detail and shading of where like it looks like the normal skin is ripping open and underneath is a very pristine dragon scale.
Oh. Wow.
Whoa.
That's Leech, I have to say, I am
It looks a lot better when you get all the shiny, glitzy stuff in there. Makes it shimmer, and he'll kind of roll up his sleeve and show you, and you can see almost like ruby metallic scale that it looks like it's coming through the skin, and it shimmers a little bit. And I mean, it looks
about how
wow.
big.
The one he has is probably about the size of like a silver dollar.
Yeah. So not huge.
Nope.
On a goblin,
You-
it's huge.
You need one on your forehead, though. I could just feel it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So then he'll move on to whoever's next. I'm guessing Callan will. he
Well,
will-
this is
Yes.
going to take an
Go for
hour.
about an
couple
hour
hours.
each. Yep.
I'll should I take Slate to talk to the battle master? Do you guys want to come along for that?
I do not believe that we all need to be there. If you wish to take him, as long as it is okay with Kalun as well, I believe it will be okay.
Right on.
Um,
Yeah, sounds good.
During those 2 hours, I'm gonna like that he's focused on it. I'm just gonna be like as unsuspectingly as I possibly can, like testing out those hidden tunnel things I saw from the Magi Sphere.
Okay.
Trying to not like straight up walking over and just but like just trying to like okay, I want to see.
Okay.
Trying to maintain the some stealth while looking
Okay.
like I'm looking at other stuff.
Number one. Roll me
Uh-huh.
a stealth check.
Ooh, don't fail me now, dice. Okay. 12.
12. Okay.
Plus. Oh wait, no.
Ah.
Well, if I noticed it and I did just roll a 14 for myself, I could help him out with some minor or silent illusion. Silent image or minor
So
illusion.
as he's working on a tattoo, you guys are going to blatantly distract and sorry, now
Oh,
with what
yeah.
he rolled and then adding that to lower his a little bit, you'll be able to go for sure to like kind of the one over by the behind the counter
Okay.
and roll me an investigation check because just because you know it's there doesn't know you know how to trigger it to
Suck at
open.
these.
No.
Holy crap, where'd it go? Okay, 12.
12. Okay. So you kind of, because you're trying to be a little nonchalant at least,
It's not my forte.
kind of standing there and you're right next to it, kind of leaning on the wall. And then you just kind of grab the shelf a little bit and just, okay, no.
I'll be chatting up Leech, to make sure he's focused on me and stuff.
Yeah. And so, yeah, you're talking about, it's like, oh, how long you been, tattooing? Where'd you learn? I was like, oh, I learned from a, man up in Anvil. I mean, he's the one that, chit chatting.
Did you take a look at my, my little alchemy thing I tried out? What do you think? Got
I'll
any
be
potential
honest.
there?
I have not had a chance yet. I have been just picking my new assistant, picking his brain all morning. And most of, I gotta be honest, love this guy. He has a lot of potential.
So interesting.
So while you're doing
so
that, all
interesting.
that,
Yes.
Loon, you'll be kind of fidgeting around, moving things
If
around.
nothing
looking for
immediately
some
comes
kinda
in, I'm just
button.
gonna I'm not like trying super hard to find, like, I just want to kind of know. And if nothing immediately comes up, I'll kind of give up on it and just start looking at
With a
different things
12,
on the
nothing
shelves.
immediate. It would take
Yeah.
a little bit more work.
I'm not that
But it's
invested in
there
it.
because you can even
Yeah.
just at a certain point, you're just like, I know I saw it. And you just kind of knock on the back wall of the shelf and it's like, yeah, it's hollow. It's there. Like,
Uh-huh.
how the shit do you get in?
Yeah. It's more of an idle curiosity given the time that we have here.
Okay.
But I'll just kind of look around, get more of an idea of just who this leech guy is by what he keeps here, apart from just some random zoologist.
And entomologist.
Alright.
There's plenty of bugs. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
So you're kind of milling and looking around through here and there. Theo, you're getting worked on. Callan, you're doing a good job of chatting him up. At a certain point, Theobald, you get done, suggest about taking him to Dagnar. Callan, you're in the hot seat. And Loon, you'll be up after that.
Mm-hmm.
So
About halfway through the tattoo of his, I'll actually come back up front and kind of sit down and or cross my legs and be watching intently, half meditating, half watching.
I'll be
Yeah.
drinking.
Fair. Perfect. So Theobald, we'll flip over to that. I mean, do you want to RP this or just kind of in general?
We can RP it. However you want to do it.
It doesn't matter to me. You take him to Dagnar. Takes a little bit, but you do find him. You find him actually in kind of a training sparring area. And he's going through a few techniques with a very large axe. And showing a few, looks to be like maybe newer potential recruits. Just a few techniques, really just throwing them around. Just seeing if they're even worth going to the first step of doing things. But very quickly, he'll kind of give them all grunt work to do and come over and come talk to all of you. Or come talk to you and Slate.
Battlemaster, we met Slate briefly last night. Slate,
Yeah.
Battlemaster Dagnar.
Hello. And he'll just nod and I see you you got marked. This
Yes.
good on you. The official one will look much more fancy, but it looks good. How can I help you?
Slate's looking for one like it.
He's and he'll just kind of like, can you do anything? And he'll be like, well, I can he'll kind of whisper, not really even really successfully. He'll just like, should I do the candle thing or the other thing?
He's got a touch of magic in him. And
He
he's got a
just
good and he's got a good head on his shoulders. He the fight with the cultists, if you remember Kellen's diorama or whatever he was doing there on the table.
Yes.
Slate stepped in on some key moments there and incapacitated one and toasted the hell out of another one, or out of two other ones. So he's got some skills.
All right. So, as even though you haven't received the full mark as a member, would you vouch for him?
Yes, all three of us would agree to vouch for him.
Okay. I will talk to the scalebinder with your recommendations and potentially a trial basis. We'll see what we can do.
Appreciate it, Battlemaster. Slate, anything?
Thank
You
you. No. I might linger here, see if maybe I can learn a thing or two. And admittedly, I actually rather get maybe thrown around a bit versus go back to Leech. Just tell him I was needed here, and I don't want to hurt his feelings, but I can't be in there anymore.
Understood.
Okay. So you head back. By the time by the time you found him and all that,
Yep.
Loon, you're up. You're getting tat.
Yep.
Where is your thought besides the arm?
Well, I would first suggest to Kalun, perhaps you should go check with Sealy. Go see where we are at with our magical artifacts. While I take my time, I don't.
I could do, I guess I could do that.
Thank you. And then I'll wait. If I'll wait for him to leave, kind of awkwardly.
As the
Yep.
door shuts, Leech will just look at you and just be like, "All right, where do you want it?"
This is a rather personal thing for me. I do not want it on my genitalia. Please do not get your mind.
Whoa,
off of it, Pepper.
whoa! I wasn't even going there.
Give him a look.
Prove you're in
I
the
was-
guild. Oh,
This is a
yeah.
struggle for
We've
me
heard of you.
because I was hoping that the first tattoo. Listen,
Sorry.
you a-holes! I'm trying to get some real RP done here.
I apologize.
And that's where you start.
But the idea of that member of like everybody who's even not even part of the guild, it's like, have you heard of him? It's like, no, I haven't. Well, he has the mark on his. Oh no, I've heard story of. Sorry. Okay, back to I'm here. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, it's cool. This is a rather personal matter for me. I was truthfully hoping that my first tattoo would be one of giant origin. I was never able to get them at a young age, considering the backgrounds that I have, and it is a little bittersweet that I am having to give up that dream at this point. But perhaps you could assist me in some way or form. Perhaps you could add some artistic flair. Do you know of the tattoos that giants, the tribalistic tattoos that we attained?
Oh, let me roll to see if he's familiar. Nope.
No.
He's like, I mean, I know you guys all over specifics, the meaning that's never really did the tribal marks. Really distasteful. It was a fad for a while in the city. I didn't partake.
I know not much of them myself. All I know is from the little bit as I've been able to research on the side from random people here and there. Perhaps you could. I do not want to get something that is distasteful. Should I ever find my people?
Right? No, I've done some tattoos for people. They think's in another language, and it does not mean what they think it meant. So I get it. Do you have an idea? Like, even if it may not mean, because I'm not sure, something you've drawn yourself, something that you I could incorporate that maybe in some way.
Out of character, I'll get something to you later.
Yeah.
But he kind of describes what he's thinking.
Okay.
And Jules thinks that it would be worthwhile. Could you work it out, perhaps? And it would be sort of a section of the shoulder right beneath where the banding starts with all the wraps.
Mm-hmm. He's like, all right. I think I could do something with that. Give me time. And he'll sit down, taking kind of what you described, draw a couple things, and eventually, and we'll talk more about specifics, but
Yep.
he can do something. It'll take a little bit longer, but it still will have that at a certain point.
It's mostly like a geometric scrolling around it. If you kind of understand what I'm saying.
Maybe. I think I do.
Yeah, I'll try and come up with something that fits the idea. I have an idea, but I haven't been able to find something for it.
Okay. So we'll leave a placeholder of
Right.
tattoo with your own aesthetic tied to it, but it very much has that same look
Yes.
of the skin kind of cracking, peeling back, and revealing the scale underneath.
Right.
And then with the whatever tribal kind of aesthetic you want with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one will take him just a little bit longer, obviously.
Sure.
But yeah, Callan, during this time, you kind of go out. You're on your way. walking down the hall, and as you're walking, moving towards Silly's her experimental laboratory, you will hear off to the side. He's like, "Hey, over here!"
What?
Look around. You'll
Is there?
see. It looks like just like kind of a potted plant, and in it you can actually see the beginning of like a mouth and eyes, just like kind of gaps in where the cutting of this bush and flowers are. And you're like, "Hey, Callan, you hear me?"
Okay, this is still a thing. Hey, hi, how you doing?
You can hear me. Oh man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It's me. How's the all the new magic going?
Oh, really good.
Good. So I'm sorry I haven't been able to be more overt with answering you lately. But that was a really close call, buddy, in the fire. Like, that's why I gave you guys some water. I figured you guys needed it from the flask.
Okay.
Because I figured hard alcohol was not going to help you guys.
Hey, it's good to know. I got that support capacity from you still.
Yeah, man, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
And hey, I gave you a little bit more juice. How you liking looking like digging?
It is a good fit, and I think you agree because I'll change into what I remember him looking like.
Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, give me a little spin. Just turn
Really?
around." Like one of the branches just I love it. You're looking great. I gotta be honest, I'm not gonna be able to even do this very often right now. Remember how I told you about the rules and all that stuff, man?
Yeah.
Well, right now, the scales and everything are kind of balanced when it comes to like people kind of bent the rules, and so I was able to do things and other people have done things, and like right now it's kind of right at the balance point, and I'm not gonna be able to do a whole lot of like helping you out. And like the flower and everything, you see like, the rosebud kind of opens and shuts,
Well, I figured as much. You chose me for a reason, and
You're my guy.
right. So I'll do my part. When you can throw something my way, that's great. I'll keep leaving notes when I can. Yeah, I mean, we just came back from Allendale. Anything significant I need to know about that trip?
Oh yeah. That was also part of the whole interference. Were you like in purposely carrying like a cloak of like just energy, man? Because like you were hard to get a hold of or even listen to for a while. And like, and then there's this whole thing like then you're kind of back here, and I can still kind of feel it nearby, and you can see kind of like looking around. But I gotta say, man, I got some bad juju going around with a lot of the people in this place. Like, how do you guys put it? You know how you and me got a thing?
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of people here with things.
Oh, yeah.
What a way to put it.
I think I know exactly what you mean. And
That's good.
none of them are your guys either, because you told me you were working on more staff possibly,
and that was part of like my deal with you. I was hoping like you could kind of help promote a little bit, and not too crazy, but
totally.
Seriously, man, like no, they're not my guys, and I'm just saying. Then kind of you see the plant just shift, and not my guys.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, you got to be careful what, deals you're making, because you've made deals and I've got a deal. We've got a deal and you're my guy. But just saying, you be careful, man. You're my guy and I'm rooting for you.
All right. Well, you can have confidence that I'm your guy. You picked the right guy, and you picked me for a reason. So, yeah, I'm gonna take care of stuff. Don't get too worried about it.
I'm just looking out for you, man. I really can. Oh, sorry. And you see him like freeze in a weird position where you still see a face there almost in the flowers and the greenery. And then Theo comes walking around a corner.
Yeah.
Don't say anything.
No.
And there's Callan bending over a topiary again. All right.
Yeah. Hey, Theo, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good as always. I was just about to talk to Seely.
All right. How's the tattooing going? You didn't stay to watch Loon?
No, we thought it was a good idea. I'd take some time, check in with Silly. He seemed to have some weight on his mind and was more comfortable with me leaving. So,
All right.
All right. So heading to Seely's then.
Not much I can add to this.
Okay. So as you start to walk away, you'll kind of look back over your shoulder and you'll see like the plant like leaning forward, watching you walk away, and then he'll point towards Theo. He's got a thing. And then go back to it.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Behind you, Theo, you hear thanks.
It'll be even more strange because I'm kind of toasting nobody with my flask at the same time. And then I don my mask because we're going to visit Silly Grizzle. And I feel like I may need more protection.
Everybody's so nervous. Okay. So you make your way over to Silly. You come in. There's quite an array of sounds and electricity and clinking and clattering. And you'll see her actually sitting over a bench. She's looking at that the Magi sphere again. And she's looking at it and she sees you all and she has like the multiple lenses on. And she's like, oh, good. You were just late. So it's okay, though. I forgive you. I'm ready a while ago. So here. And she'll start like throwing out like on top of the desk, like from underneath. Like they look like they were on the floor potentially. Setting out a few things. And she's like, oh, bring that too. And you'll see things floating across the room, get set down. And she starts to go through every single one of the items in detail at nauseam. It takes a little bit of time because she'll start one and then go to this one. And then but the explanation never stops. So it's like she's on with 1A and then B2 and then C3. Like she's jumping to that part. It's a continuation, but it's kind of like, okay, I'll write that down for that one. Put it all together later. But yeah, you'll go through the bracers that have the 100% are the comfortable for extreme weathers, minus 50 or up to 150 degrees. The boots that do the quick step to them with a bonus action. You've already 100% identified and are familiar with the mantle and its charges for resistance to fire, resistance to fire, and then charges for bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing as well. The Khopesh, which has the charges for both frost and fire damage. The Quiver, which has the endless arrows, plus you have the fancy arrows. the monocle, which has detect magic on it, but it also has one other thing you didn't know. It has one charge per day. Identify.
Ooh.
The what was the other? The handkerchief from Bishop. That one is the she kind of references it as like a pocket full of sunshine. And you kind of put it together that it basically does a very condensed and focused like daylight spell and does radiant damage and can blind people.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, she kind of over the course of several minutes is just rambling back and forth from all these different things because she'll think of something that interests her about this thing, which reminds her of this thing, and it comes back to that. Yeah, but you get all the things, and they're all identified, and yay!
Yay. Oh, thank you, Silly. You know, I really admire your work, and I hope that's important to you, because I would like to stay alive and admire you longer. On that note, do you remember the crystal you gave me to give to Telsia Maelstrom?
Yes.
Oh,
That's gone now. And
it
she holds up a little, like, it looks just like a little clear sphere of glass, and she's like, "Yep." She's like, "Charge, it's all gone. You used it, or she did. Somebody used it. It's all gone."
Oh, you got it back.
No, silly. This lets me know if it's used or not.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, very interesting. So funny thing happened. I didn't actually remember to bring it to Telsia before we had to go on our way. So we kind of were following Telsia, and I was probably going to give it to her, but we ended up discharging it in a really interesting way, and it was pretty spectacular, I have to say. So why I bring it up is, do you happen to have any other cool things like that you want us to field test?
Make me a persuasion check. Hood up.
Hey, persuasion.
Stand over there.
My dog is trying to help out with persuasion. Okay, so that's a 21.
21. Okay. Okay.
If standing with the leather hood over in the corner helps, I'm helping.
She'll be like, she's like, no, like, nothing that's ready for testing yet. But I am gonna roll, and I'm gonna use my inspiration to give myself advantage right off the bat. Because just everything, I have an idea that just popped in my head, and she's the only person I feel I could pull it off. Okay, 17 for the first roll. I don't know if I can show this, but that is a nat 20 with advantage.
We'd be way more excited for you if we knew what was going to happen next.
Yeah. Come on, Scott.
Yeah.
So she's like, no, nothing ready for testing, nothing. And she's like, wait. She'll look at the little glass sphere again, and she'll shake it, tap it. You never got it to her?
No. I mean, we were right behind
and
her.
she'll turn around and start walking into the back, and you'll hear some like rummaging around, and then she'll come out with a small little case, set it down, open it up, and you'll see like multiple pieces and like crystals get brought out of it. And she's just like, my only problem is I don't have the right power source. But the thing is you do.
I do?
Yeah. I saw it or felt it before. the small crystals, probably glowing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll flip one of them out to her.
Something will catch it in midair and bring it over very gingerly to her.
oh.
And she'll grab it and she's like, she'll lick the crystal and she's like, yep, that's got a charge to it. And she'll shove it in, do some twisting, and pull out this tuning fork and say a few words. Bing. Okay. And she'll hold it out. She's like, okay, you got to give that to her then. Because if you got rid of the last one, she needs this one. And it's rude if you don't actually give her the things I tell you to give her.
Pull my cloak around me a little more tighter. Just around my waist area there.
Okay, silly. We'll get it to her this time.
Yeah, I know. I made sure of it this time.
What?
Anyway, make sure that when you do see her, that you actually nicely give that to her. And don't be thinking any funny business this time because, and she'll plot just a marble sized little sphere. And she's like, and it's like just a tiniest little glow inside. She's like, because I'll know. And she'll swallow it. And she goes back to kind of putting things back into just junk, like treating delicate things like junk and just putting it into a chest, shutting it, sliding it off. And she's like, oh, I have visitors. How can I help?
Seely, you wouldn't happen to have any way of finding Telsia so we could give her the thing, do you?
Oh, it'll do that. It'll make sure it gets to her. I told you, you can't screw it up this time.
Oh, I can't screw it
So
up.
anyway, I have some important people coming. They have an appointment for it later. And you're here now, and I'm sorry, they're coming.
Are you sure that the appointment isn't us?
I never thought of that. And she pulls out a pocket watch and she shakes it. I'm not even sure if I wound this thing last year. And she walks into the back.
Pick up
Okay.
all the things, stick them in pockets, grab loons. Did she leave the Magi Sphere?
Everything's sitting there. Yep.
Carefully take the Magi Sphere because I don't know what
Yeah.
she's been doing to it.
As you kind of like watch her walk back and are just look at each other, and then you start to reach to grab things. Once again, you feel an invisible pat on the back. Just
Oh my god.
Oh, I don't know. I don't feel like we came out that great on that one. So did she mean like you can't screw it up or you can't screw it up? Like, will this help us? Or
so yeah, you're holding like probably about the size of like a what racquetball, like that kind of size, little kind of bronze and silver sphere that looks like it has lots of intersecting areas, and then straight through the middle you can see like on both sides there's this crystal, and so that's what you've got in your hand.
Callan, set it down on the floor once. Maybe it's a reverse ball bearing.
okay, that's as good a suggestion as any. So I do that.
Set it down. You stand there for a few moments, and then all of a sudden it starts to raise up off the ground.
Oh,
And you feel a invisible hand on your hand as it puts it into your hand.
oh, hand.
Oh boy.
Okay, well, she said I can't screw this up, so.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'll check it out with the monocle. So
Okay. So yeah, you put the monocle on and you're looking at it, And you do see there's like, you can see in between all the little segmented sections and all that stuff, you can see kind of that glow, that crystal inside. But you do see at one point of the crystal that looks like a very obvious, like everything coming together at that point.
And then if I use identify, does it tell me anything?
Are you using the charge of identify?
I am using the charge of identify.
I would like to say, as your DM, if it was anyone else, this will work as identify. But because it's her,
Oh no.
it literally doesn't know. I'm gonna put it. It's like wild magic, you know,
Okay.
where it's just like you feel like there's something here, but it's just like it keeps changing almost, you know.
Yeah, not a surprise from Silly Grizzle.
All right, let's go collect Loon and get him caught up on the gear here.
All right.
So you make
Do you
your
guys maybe want to hold this? Okay.
Considering once we find Telsia, I think I'm still the target. No, thank you.
Okay. That makes me feel a little better, though.
It wasn't too discriminate on the docks, though. So
All right. So you make your way to Leech. The door
Back.
opens. Callan, you are just getting the final touches done to
Callan?
you.
Or Loon
Or not
Sentinel?
Callan. Loon. Yeah, Loon. You're getting the final touches done.
Uh-huh.
And Theo and Callan walk in.
Well, I was wondering when you guys would show up. It's been a little extra long.
Right. I think it's like I said, I don't do a ton of tribal or anything like that, but I think I did pretty good. And he kind of looks back at, what do you boys think? Hey, where's Slight? What happened to him?
Oh, yeah. He's just checking out the lay of the land. He's liking what he sees here, so getting oriented.
Battlemaster wanted him for something. He really couldn't gainsay him, though.
I knew Kalu
Oh, yeah.
not
Said he would
really
check in with
telling
you
the
later.
truth.
Oh, okay. Maybe full member eventually, you know. Yeah. All right. Yeah, he said he would check in though.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Oh, Sarah, tattoo. Yeah. What do you boys think? A little personalized to it, but here's my work.
It just has additional geometric looking. I guess you could almost say circles coming off of it.
Does it look
Very
at all?
tribalistic, reminiscent of Goliath tattoos. If you've seen Goliaths,
Would I have seen a Goliath tattoo?
Roll me a history check. Anybody?
Callan got a 15.
16.
You are both at least familiar with. Maybe not specific, like what they would actually mean within tribes and stuff like that, but you at least know what they look like. You're like, yeah, that's a thing.
Looks good, Loon.
You did it. All right. Good job.
this was something I was hoping to do far later down the line when I could finally meet with my original tribe. However, considering this current situation, I figure, why not spice it up a little bit, eh?
Well, Loon, you can always think of us as your new tribe.
Eh,
That was beautiful.
it might take some time, but I could come around to that idea.
Good, because I got a lot of new tattoo ideas for you since you just broke the seal on the whole tattoo thing.
Oh, no, Kalu and brother. No.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
For the marks, the guild takes care of that, but I charge very reasonable for all other tattoos.
Yeah, it was actually,
Right.
it was very nice of him. He did this pro bono.
Guild takes care of that.
Ah.
And I don't know
You
about-
guys look like you have come across a fair amount of loot. Oh, wait. No, that looks like our stuff. You got our stuff back from Sealy. Aha. All good things, I suppose. I hope.
I
Yeah.
got bad news about the Magi Sphere.
Oh, you better be kidding. Are you for real?
It started eating your soul, and there's no reversing it.
Yeah, you make a funny joke. Ah.
You got
You
me.
know I like that Magi Sphere. Hand it over.
You still have Sealy's pyramid thing too. I wouldn't lose that if I were you. Have you fed it yet? Speaking of eating souls.
Who are we talking to here?
Oh yeah, just the item
Ruin
she handed
you.
you before.
Me?
The pyramid she handed off to you when she didn't want to give up this Magi Sphere.
Oh, I didn't write it down in my equipment. What is this now?
It was not given a lot of description other than a small pyramid
Oh,
that, like a D4,
yeah.
that she gave you so that she could further look at the Magi Sphere.
Magi Sphere. Right. I haven't done anything more with it.
And she
Don't
told you
lose
to
it.
feed it. Yeah.
She got
She
ticked
told
off
me to
about the
feed
whole groin kicker.
Well, hold
thing.
on a minute. Well, if it needs feeding, this man right here knows everything there is to know about things that need feeding, and I'll kind of.
Oh, I
pull
don't
it out.
deal with none of her stuff.
Oh, please, Leech, you have to be at least interested a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
Well, it seems we all have our bit of gun shyness. I can't say that. I don't know if guns exist.
Speaking of
all of our
Loon,
own shyness around.
unless and until we get that figured out, maybe you should be wearing the mantle here. Seriously, that in between, you tend to get in the middle of things.
Just true, yes. The color leaves a little bit to be desired. It's all black, isn't it? This is not particularly my style.
You wanted to talk to Lady Midnight. Maybe she'll be more willing to talk to you if she thinks you have a dark edge. Pull the mantle off, start
Perhaps.
draping it up over his shoulders.
Does it suit me well, or is it is it more like a robe than a cape?
Ironically, very quickly, like it has that thing of like, oh, it was always meant for someone
Shake
of
it
your
out a little
frame.
bit.
Like it fits perfectly on him, and it's like there's no way that'll fit. And just as you start to put an arm in, it's just like, huh, it does fit. You know, like there's no pomp and circumstance. It just
Fits.
okay.
Hey, that's a look.
Like a glove, Loon.
I don't know that. And I'm
Try
kinda-
stretching. Try stretching.
I don't know that I particularly. It feels, and I kind of drop into a stance and start doing a few moves here and there. It flows freely with me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very, very, like loose for being looking like it's made of leather.
Well, perhaps I could get used to this.
It's a little more.
I
intimidating.
can't the color. I am not a dark and dismal person. I like to remain light and hearted.
If you can't leave him laughing, leave him confused, Loon.
I seem to be better at the secondaries than the primary.
How about boots?
Oh yes. What did you find out about the boots?
Quick step, she said.
Yep.
That seems up your alley.
I could always use to be faster. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Once per short rest, you
Boots.
get a bonus action to do the dash action on your bonus.
Awesome.
We
Once
go,
per
looking
short
good, Loon
rest.
Sentinome.
I'm glad you think so. Did any of you
God
want
stage.
the bracers? The ones that help you with the weather. I'm not particularly concerned about it. I tend to do pretty good in cold or warm.
Yeah, well, that'll also help too, I'd imagine. Always cool and collected. It's good for recruitment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Everybody else is sweating in the heat and the muggy weather, and you're just
Full
calm.
leather coat,
Full
not a
leather
drop
coat.
of sweat.
Uh-huh. I was trying to find I thought there was something due to my Outlander that made it No, I know.
No,
Okay,
it's part of being a Goliath that you're good at,
I'm good at cold.
colder, not necessarily hot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I can tell you I am strong and hearty when it comes to colder areas, but so I will hands them off then. But sure, might as well complete the look, eh?
Yeah,
Boot-
you
boots in
look
the
a
pants
little
for
more
direction.
approachable, at least to some people, so that might help
Uh,
with your recruitment.
When it comes out of your mouth, that sounds more like possibly being approached by less than legal personnel.
Who better to give her a second chance, Loon?
Well, all right. Well, I'm glad that went well. Goodness, I have not thought my life would move this quickly. Coming out here, I thought things would be a little slower, a little easier. I might ease into things, but now I have a tattoo. I am dressing in black. It is a new phase, I suppose.
You're finding yourself, Loon.
I do not know about that so much.
While you're all talking about this, Callan,
Yes.
in your pocket, you're gonna feel like something's vibrating and moving about.
In the pocket
You'll
where
reach out, pull out that little sphere,
Oh.
and you'll see it actually like
And take a step back.
spinning, and you'll see a couple different like pieces open and reshut.
Guys, it's doing something.
Yeah, it's the
Cool.
first you've seen of this, Loon.
What are you holding there? What?
Leech is like out.
Did she give that to you?
Yeah, Silly Grizzle gave it to me. She said, she either said, with this, we can't screw up finding Telsia, or I can't screw up in finding Telsia, or else. One of those two. So,
One is fantastic. The other has grave consequences. I feel like. Wow, which one is it?
As you're saying this, it's spinning quicker and quicker, and then all of a sudden the crystal just pops out like a turkey button, like,
Wow.
and you just hear bing, ding, ding, just like real quiet little dinging.
Try
so
turning it once.
I'll listen,
Ding, ding,
Turn it.
ding.
move around the room.
No, still same little noise.
It is not
Is it
direct.
giving me any other indications?
Nope, just that it stopped spinning and all that, and just that crystal is now popped out about half an inch, kind of like a turkey being ready, and just pops the little button.
Push the crystal.
Take a second step back.
I'm not pushing the crystal. I'm saying I'm telling him.
Leech, did you have that, that case that I gave you?
Leech is gone.
Uh,
No,
Okay.
he's like, what did you say? What? I actually didn't hear
oh,
what you
the
said.
potion case. Are you done looking at it? Maybe.
Roy, kind of goes behind and he's like, I just took some small samples, but yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's fine. I'm just worried about the case right now. So then I'll
You're
try
worried
to
about that case?
I'll try to manipulate that turkey button
Yeah.
and then
So you try to twist and nothing, but the second you start to push on the top, you can feel it. It can get pushed.
okay.
Push it all the way down, and then it dislodges and opens up, and these little like triangle almost blades seem to come out, spinning in your hand. It's just like, and then immediately positions almost like into a spider's legs, and the sphere goes up higher, and you can see it now spinning, and then all of a sudden it hops off your hand onto the ground and just
Staff.
and starts going straight towards the door. And when it gets to the door, you can see it bump into the door a couple times, and then you see the light change on the little crystal, and then it just phases through the door.
Well, do they just stand here? We need to go.
Beach, tell Slate that we're after it. We're finding
After-
Tulsia. Thank you.
We're off.
All right, you all follow after
ripping
it.
through that door.
And yeah, you phase in a whole different way. Are you saying just
No,
Kool-Aid
no,
Man?
no. I'm respectful. I'm using the door the way it's
I know,
supposed
I
to
know.
be.
So yeah, you guys are running after this little device, and the idea came and that inspiration, so we can use it for that. Is that you got a clear indicator potentially of where to go, maybe, and so you are next time we all pick up, it'll be following this device on the trail potentially of Telsia Maelstrom,
All right.
and all newly tatted up.
Ooh, yikes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wild
debut
hogs.
our new looks out in Dragonlock.
Yeah, and y'all got a little money too. You can just go spend it.
Hey.
All right. Well, thank you everybody who is here watching. Reminder, find us on Facebook, on Discord, Monsters of Roll, here on Twitch next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Also on YouTube, we will be re-airing this on there or uploading it to that. And also look for Dungeon Patrol. Their new episodes are up there as well. Until next Tuesday, everybody, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.